and then intentionally mapping out where you'd like your wellness to go this year. As you may have heard, our team's theme for employee wellness in 2026 is the roadmap to wellness. And that's exactly what we plan to do today is create your roadmap. I have a question about the worksheet. So it says another link for library employees since we can have access. So I actually emailed this out yesterday. So let me know if you didn't get it through email and I can send it to you afterwards. But the roadmap to wellness, it's not about perfection. It's not about overhauling your life overnight. It's about creating direction. And that's where goals come in. And not these big, overwhelming goals, but simple, personal ones that give you a starting point and then a wonderful path forward. Our team actually likes to compare wellness choices to compound interest. So every small step, it adds up, and these actions that are taken consistently can grow into big results. So if you haven't already, I would encourage you to complete the personal health assessment. We call it the PHA in Well Steps after the workshop today. The PHA helps you identify where your health stands right now. It helps you see patterns in your physical and mental health. And it often reveals things that you might overlook in your daily life. So it's really nice to be able to break that down and have a visual for what our health and wellness is looking like at this moment. And the PHA gives insight to where to direct your goals. So if you're having trouble deciding where you need to go, but you know a change needs to be made, the personal health assessment can help you with that. However, you are in the driver's seat and you get to create your map. So if your PHA says you need improvement in one area, but that's not the area you want to focus on, you get to decide. And again, there's no rush, no perfect route, just progress is what we're striving for this year. And so the email that I sent yesterday included this Roadmap to Wellness worksheet. And it looks like some people signed up late and didn't get that. I can send it to you afterwards. And in the meantime, you can take notes. I'll just show the visual for it since I won't be able to. We only have 30 minutes, unfortunately. But I can send it to you afterwards. All right. So the worksheet that we sent over yesterday, if you have it with you, you can follow along with it. You can map out your wellness goal. You can also do it afterwards if you'd rather reflect after looking at your personal health assessment. And we will also have this worksheet available on our website too, if you want to refer to it in the future. So without a map, it's easy for us to drift or to run on autopilot. And a wellness roadmap, it gives us clarity, it gives us purpose, and it helps us decide what's worth our energy. And then it helps us remind why we started if you start to go off the path. Our team talks a lot about the dimensions of wellness and how they all intersect. So, if you had been to anything of ours, we always refer to the dimensions of wellness. And what these dimensions include is our physical health, our mental health, it includes intellectual, environmental, social wellness, and financial. There are many different types of dimensions of wellness. These are just the ones that we focus on the most. And some seasons of our life call for more focus on one area, like mental health, while other seasons of our life, we need more physical movement or financial stability. You don't need to work on all of these at once. The goal today is to just choose a dimension that feels most relevant to you right now. I actually encourage you not to work on all of them at one time because it becomes very overwhelming. Do we have a question out there? All right. And with this map that you create, I just want to reiterate that it's your guide. It's not a rigid rule book. that if you go off the path, you're in trouble. It's just a way for you to organize your thoughts. And that leads us to our roadmap and our wellness worksheet. Again, if you don't have the worksheet in front of you, you can pull out your phone and take notes or take notes just on paper. But the first thing I would love for you to answer is take a moment. What does wellness mean to you? Take a couple minutes. If you have the worksheet in front of you, it's just this paragraph for this very first one under planning your trip. And if you're having a hard time answering what wellness means to you, maybe write down, how do you want to feel more often? Maybe you want to feel more energized, free of pain, less stressed. I'm going to stop sharing for a moment to get this chat box back. I would love to hear if you want to share what you jotted down, how you want to feel more often, or what wellness means to you. Maintaining consistent energy. Love it. Being able to do things you want to do. Yeah, not being limited.
I wrote,
It's
I
oh yeah,
mean,
please go ahead.
yeah, for me, I put it means I can handle adversity without falling apart and being consistent
Mm,
with routines that encourage a body and mind I feel good in.
excellent. Looks like a lot of people agree with you. Feeling good every day, staying healthy through exercise, feel more joy. I want to feel caught up, in control, and happy. Yeah, so feeling balanced. I want to be more mindful and calm, being healthy. Wonderful. All right. So you can see we have many different definitions for wellness, and that's great. And it needs to be personal to you. And that will help us discover our goals and our direction. And speaking of direction and starting points, you can't plan the route effectively without knowing where you are right now. So, when it comes to setting goals, we often think about everything we're lacking, right? But we already possess so many strengths, and we already have so many tools that can help us achieve our goals. So, take another moment and think about your starting point without judgment. This is just information. There's no good or bad starting point. So, how you can do this is think about what's going well for you right now. And if you want, you can throw that in the chat. It's not bragging, it's just awareness. What's going well? Moving more every day? Wonderful. Closing my rings on my watch? Yes, that's very satisfying. Feeling physically good? Excellent. Keeping to a sleep routine? The foundation. Okay, as you're reflecting on what's going well, You don't have to put this in the chat. Just think to yourself, what in your life feels heavy? What's feeling draining to you right now? Just take a moment to reflect on that. Building this awareness is the first step toward meaningful change because it helps you select a route that's realistic. All right, I'm going to throw another question at you. Oh, yes, we have lots of what's happening in the world. Yeah, some of the things are out of our control, right? That's feeling extremely draining of our energy. My question for you now, and I would love to hear your answers, is I'd love to hear if wellness were a road today, what would your road be? Would you have a smooth cruising? Would it be stop and go, perhaps? Maybe your wellness road's under construction. Maybe you're off-road exploring new things, or maybe you have a different answer. Need four-wheel drive. I knew you guys would have creative answers for this. My road needs to be flat. Yes, we don't want any inclines. Ditto. Meandering. All right. Under construction, hilly, calm and balanced. Ooh, Jenny, I want to be on your road. Thank you for humoring me. Obviously, we love this theme this year. Lots of rest stops, hills and valleys. Flat would be nice, but hills are inevitable and needed for growth. Scenic with pretty sunsets. Oh, these are beautiful. This is so much fun. If you're having a hard time answering these questions I've asked you, what's going well, or what's draining you, or what your road looks like, it might be worthwhile to take a couple of days and journal about these questions. Maybe even just ponder them to give yourself a better idea where your starting point is. Sometimes we are spread so thin that it's hard to know which areas that you need the most help. So it might be best to even just take that time to become more aware. Sometimes we jump into goals because we know we need to be working on something and we know we don't feel good, but we're not taking the time to figure out what's causing that feeling. Now let's discuss your destination. So your destination is how you want to feel. It's not just what you want to do or who you want to be at the end of your goal. Your destination, it doesn't even have to be life-changing. It can most definitely be that you want to maintain where you are at this very moment. So for those who are in that area, think of it more of a staycation. And I've listed on this slide 4 important elements when selecting your goal or your destination. And
Salt
the
Lake County
first
Health Department
is,
STD Clinic. How may I help you?
oh, I'll mute that person. They're pulling double duty. You go, Jen. All right. So the first element to selecting your goal or destination is to make it personal and to tailor your goal to what you enjoy. So if you don't enjoy going to the gym, but you want to become more active, select something that you want to do. Maybe you want to do yoga in the park. Maybe you're a swimmer. Maybe you like to dance. Maybe you like to walk with your friends. If it's not possible, for instance, let's say the gym is the easiest for you to do. It's located at your workplace or it's right next to your house. And it'd be much harder to find something you do enjoy. And you're thinking, I would just rather have a routine that way. Then bring something you enjoy to the goal. So that could be your time where you listen to your favorite podcast, you listen to audiobooks through our Salt Lake County Library. Maybe you're watching a new movie. So if you can't do something that you want to do with your goal, bring something you do enjoy to it and making it personal to you. The next is making it meaningful. So anchor your destination to what matters most to you. Is that your family? Is that your mental health? Is it your quality of life. Another way to make it meaningful is to tie it to what you're protecting, not what you're fixing. So, for example, asking yourself what you're preserving by meeting your goal or making it to this destination. Are you preserving a relationship? Are you preserving your joy or your energy, your longevity? As you had listed here for what you consider wellness to be, that could be what you're preserving. And of course, make it realistic. And when I say realistic, it's making your destination or your goal achievable in your busy week, not when everything goes perfect, none of the meetings go over on time, um, or that your child goes to time at their or goes to bed on their bedtime. Um, Pick a goal you can do when it's your busiest day, when you are getting phone calls left and right, when you have meetings pop up, or any sort of things that interrupt your life right now. So, how can I accomplish my goal on my busiest day? And then, lastly, keeping your destination and your goal flexible. So, this allows you to create adjustments without the guilt. And a lot of that is self talk. So, it doesn't, if you need to adjust rather than thinking of it as I quit, think of it as this goal is no longer fits. I'm going to choose something better for myself. All right. Now that we know about personal, meaningful, and realistic, let's go over to our worksheet or on your piece of paper under choose your destination, where are you headed? Write down where you want to be and list how you're going to make it personal, tailoring it to what you enjoy, how you're going to make it meaningful. So, what matters most to you in this world, and how does your goal fit into that? How can you achieve it within a busy week or realistic? And then, lastly, flexible. Just jot down any thoughts that popped up. I'll give you a couple moments to do that. Okay, for the sake of time, I will move us right along. But an important step on planning your wellness journey is to pack the essentials. So these items are things that you already have, including your strengths, your habits, and resources available to you. So your strengths might be things like problem solving, persistence. It may simply be humor, being able to laugh at yourself along the way or to make the situation funny might be a strength of yours. And habits. So if you are somebody who's already taking a lunch break consistently, you're not working at your desk, how can I use this lunch break to work on my goal? If you're somebody who has fantastic ability to set boundaries, how does that fit into this goal? If you're somebody who has a great wake up routine, and we saw that in the chat earlier. And then think about resources available to you. We will go over a little bit in depth about your employee wellness program. You also have an employee assistance program. Maybe you have a trusted healthcare providers. You could have supportive coworkers. Again, what are you packing along with you? And write these down. So if you have your worksheet, it's under the pack the essentials. Write down 3 things that you already have that will help you succeed. And we want to know what those are. So if you are willing, throw those in the chat box. For this next slide, I'll have you jot down anything helpful that you hear, but I would love to share some tips on what you can do to create a path that is personal to you and a path that will help you be successful. And the very first one is small steps. So, wellness works best when the steps are little. So, big changes can feel exciting at first, but small steps are going to be sustainable and actually keep you moving. So if a step feels hard to start, it's probably too big. And that's a sign to scale it down, not a sign to give up, but just maybe scale it down a bit. Oh, thank you for sharing. I can use my lunch hour to schedule medical appointments that are pending. Yeah, yes, exactly. How can we take what we're already doing or time we already have? I would love for small steps to hear your ideas. So, for example, if somebody wants to, the end of their destination or their goal is to complete a 5K, what's one small step they could take? Small step, someone who wants to complete a 5K, take the stairs over the elevator. Fabulous. Can we go smaller? Grace. Running a mile. Maybe it's getting proper gear. Start taking walks on break, breathing exercise, putting your running shoes on when you get home from work. Yes, excellent. Okay. Here's another one. What about someone who wishes to get out of debt this year? What's a small step they could take? Lesser Starbucks. I know those prices keep going up and those cups are getting much smaller. Write a list of debts, call a financial advisor, create a budget, needs versus wants. Ooh, you're pros. You are pros. Okay. The next thing that we can do is fit your destination into your routine. So you're just like we mentioned before, your path has to fit into your real life. So if your wellness goal doesn't work with your schedule, it doesn't work with your energy or your responsibilities, it's not going to last. So look for places where you can attach it to another. Like for instance, who set it up above here? With Stephanie about using their lunch hour to make medical appointments. Excellent. We had a presentation last week on atomic habits, and it's all focused on this idea. So I will send that to you afterwards if you missed it, but it's an hour presentation all about how you could take your wellness goal and fit it into your routine. And then expect detours. And these are not failures, they're part of the journey. Busy weeks, low energy, life, it's expected, but it doesn't mean you're off track. We'll go over this in the slides. I'll move forward. Milestones. So, when picturing your path, it's important to visualize those milestones. It helps notice progress along the way. And it doesn't even have to be big milestones. Showing up, if you try again, if you change the way you talk to yourself when you have a setback, that's a huge milestone. They help us to keep moving forward and they help us see what's happening in the moment. Imagine if you were on a road trip without mile markers that told you how much closer you were to your destination. That would be terrible, right? It makes you feel a sense of accomplishment. Same thing with your goals. Set up a system where you can see the progress. You can even have a system by how much effort you put into it. So, for instance, if you have something that was a low effort, but it's still towards your goal. Maybe it's a simple sticker, right? You have a chart with stickers that you earn. Maybe it's a journal entry, a check mark. I know I love that little ding I get on Microsoft Teams when I check something off my list. Medium effort, maybe that's stopping for your favorite drink after work, watching a new movie. And then sustained effort over time, have bigger celebrations, bigger milestones. So maybe that's getting yourself a massage, maybe getting new gear, taking a day trip somewhere, and then travel with support. So wellness is easier when you don't do it alone. Support, it can be the people in your life. It could be programs like the employee wellness program. It could be reminders. It could be wellness apps. So finding how to get something else involved to help support you along the way. And again, having support, it's not saying that you can't accomplish the goal alone. It's that you want your goal to be sustainable and we need help. And I want to reiterate that roadblocks will happen. Reroute, don't quit. So if a detour pops up on your way home from work, you're driving along and then right before you get to the road that leads to your house, there's a big detour sign. You take the extra turns. You keep going and you may arrive later, but you eventually get there. You don't just pull over the car, turn off, and take a nap, right? We follow the detour signs, we get to our destination. So think of it the same with this. There's going to be roadblocks that pop up, but how can we still get there? And for you can plan for these detours. One that we do for healthy eating a lot is if you know on days that your energy is draining, and you like to stop for, fast food, or you want something, you're starving and you know you're not going to make yourself something healthy at home, have a list of healthier options at your favorite fast food restaurants, or pop into your nearest grocery store and get those ready-made meals, but already have a list of healthier options so it makes it easier for you to make a decision because we know how hard it can be to make a decision with food when we are starving. And another way to address roadblocks is ask, what's the smallest version of this goal I can do today? So, all right, my goal is to run that 5K, and I wanted to run a mile today, but I don't think it's possible. What is something I can do? Well, maybe today is a stretching break, or maybe today is working on those breathing exercises, or a walk around the block. What's one thing you can still do? It's a very small version. Okay. So, as we're going through this on your worksheet or your piece of paper, under detours, how do you plan to handle roadblocks? Make a list. You can also throw that list into the chat. Everyone likes to hear your ideas. Oh, I think I stopped sharing, didn't I? There we go. How do you plan for roadblocks? We can plan ahead, or when we're in the middle of our goal, if it pops up, we can think, oh, I should have done this. Add that to your worksheet for the next time. Have a backup plan, flexibility. It may be as simple as forgiving yourself. It may be just being kinder to yourself. What would you say to a friend who had a setback? All right. Take a deep breath, curse if needed, and reset yourself. Yes, and that's probably exactly what happens when you do have a real life detour, right? We say a couple curse words and then we make our way to our destination. I would encourage you and state you got this. Don't give up. Just do half. Fabulous. Now, who's riding along? To make a road trip more enjoyable and to help you get to your destination, we need to know who is going to be along with us. So I have listed here family and friends, and that can look like your partners, it can be your kids, your chosen family, people who share your home. Who can help be the person that encourages you? Who can help with responsibilities so that you're able to accomplish your goal? Who are the people that will recognize when you simply need a break or a pick me up? Who can join in on your goal with you? And then, of course, your employee wellness program. We exist to make your journey easier. We provide structure, we provide ideas and reminders that you don't have to figure out everything on your own. So utilize us, join the programs, do what you can so we can help you along with your goal. We would also love to hear from you. If you want to email us what your goal is and what we can provide for you, we will send you all the services and resources we have available for your personal goal. We also have health coaching. So if you want to meet with your health coach, we offer 6 sessions. You can go over how to organize this in more depth. Your employee assistance program, known as VEST, they are absolutely confidential resource to help you with stress, your mental health, your finances, relationships. They're there for guidance. They have a concierge service where they can get you connected to resources as well. They're wonderful. I have actually reached out to VEST in their care center just when you have a bad day or if you have to make a tough decision or something and you need someone to talk to. You don't have to use them in just a crisis. You can just talk to them about your goals and what you're hoping for. There's somebody to talk to. Utilize your colleagues. These people are part of your support system. We touched on this earlier. That means, respecting their boundaries, having them respect yours. If you're working on work-life balance, maybe taking breaks together. March into May is going to be coming up in a couple months, and this is where we really build that camaraderie. And then I just listed again that we mentioned earlier, get your doctors, your therapists, other healthcare professionals involved in your goals. And getting them involved is not a sign of weakness. It's a very smart and proactive step to help reach your destination. So that is actually listed in your worksheet too. Write down 3 people who are going to be passengers in your journey. And maybe one of those people can also be employee wellness program. Okay, I've gone a little bit over, but as we wrap up, I want to reiterate that wellness is not about perfection. It's all about progress. All of your roadmaps are going to look very different. There will be smooth stretches. There's going to be detours along the way, and that's absolutely okay. If you take one thing from today, I want it to be choosing small steps that you're willing to take next. And that's actually on your worksheet down here. If you want to list 3 small steps that you want to move forward with and the date that you plan to do them to help get you started, that will be the completion of your roadmap. But I want to thank you all for taking time to invest in yourselves today. We're excited to be part of your journeys. And if you have any questions, please feel free to unmute or throw them in the chat box. Yeah, writing it down is the first small step. Yeah, it makes it real when you see it on the page. I'll send out this worksheet to anybody who did not receive it. Nope, you don't need to send them to me. They're just for you. Hang them up, throw them on the fridge. But thank you all very, very much. I hope you enjoy the ride, and we would love to hear all about your accomplishments this year. So when you hit those milestones, send us an email and let us know all about them.